Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to RimWorld Survival episode 41. So let's just jump straight into it, apparently to the world map. So some feedback. Brigadier mentioned I really ought to turn on the machining table so I can get those machine pistols. As a quick reminder, I get healer mech serum if I make them, and absolutely that sounds good to me. We also have the architect leg. That is an enemy outpost. It's possible I try for that, but it sounds very irradiating to me. Francois mentioned, yeah, I kind of screwed up the whole build here, so let me... let me fix that. And then Baldwin mentioned about animal traps. If I want to bait animals, probably the best way to do it would be to use deadfall traps. And just bait the animals in and deadfall them. So that's a very good point as well. I think what I'm going to do is actually move my whole farm down one tile. And that way I can double insulate the top part. And yeah, let's get rolling. That was the tips. So, last episode, a quick recap. Everybody's healthy. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm out of the radiation. I still got some. But for the most part, nobody has major health conditions that are dangerous or, basically no cancer. I don't have cancer. I'm cancer-free. Now, we're still working towards opening up these ancient dangers. I know it's like a joke at this point that it's been so long. I am, of course, still working on it. The issue is food scarcity, space, everything that you do in the in this series takes a whole lot longer because it just has its own unique sets of challenges, I suppose. So we'll get to it. We absolutely will. But again, like I said, it will take a bit. I think I'm going to change my mind about even tiling this because I'll take the time to smooth it out. Smoothing out takes a long time, but there's not so much a penalty. It's more beautiful, and then the people that have high radiation can lower their radiation while still being productive. So if I am redesigning this, I need to dig around some. I also got rid of the door there because I'll be moving the door south a bit. Safalu just leveled up. That's pretty cool. Now that we're getting some additional steel and... Ooh, we still have that stuff outside, huh? Some steel and whatnot. We'll be able to start moving more power grid, which is good because we were really low on steel before. So, I had one person leave a comment questioning why I move items with limited radiation zones. So here's the reason. If you set them to unrestricted, obviously they can walk and fetch everything. But then they're going to walk to the stockpile that they're delivering the item to as the crow flies. So for instance, if I had, if I moved one of these marble chunks, what they would do is they would walk across this open tundra all the way to this door, or maybe, yeah, probably all the way to this door, and like walk to drop it off. But what I really want them to do is to travel through the tunnel system, or else they get hyper irradiated. So the reason I add things to the limited radiation zone is so that once they grab that item, they beeline to a path that I have drawn for them that I deem more safe than as the crow flies. So that's the long and short of that. Alright, down here, instead of hauling that away, I guess we're not that far from the stockpile. I'm going to be laying out some new walls as we are going to double insulate this, and this will allow us to heat the area a little bit more efficiently. And that works for me. And then additionally, we'll put the auto door closer. Alright, so I do still have a bionic stomach. I did mention that I could just wait to install that for when someone has a stomach cancer or something like that, and that's probably what I'll still do, as there's really no rush to get that done necessarily. Alright, so now it's just a matter of mining out everything we need mined out, which is, I guess I should just order the mining? Something along those lines. That looks about right. And we got a raid. Tribespeople attacking, they're probably attacking my outpost. I had that feeling. This turret, man. Another person made a comment, kind of a joke, that basically this turret, I sort of joked back that this turret's like a portal turret, just sitting there, going, "Are you still there?" And just like beeping and waiting for attackers. Because this thing has taken down a good share of enemies. Wow, and this guy just down like a sack of potatoes. If numbers could track how many kills a turret has, that one would have lots, I suspect. Alright, so now as you can see, we are very... taking a little bit of meal break. Very nicely outlined for their whole farm. Perfect. We'll get that built, and then we can start putting hydroponics in there. Additionally, I need to think about bedrooms. So I could have bedrooms here, and here. I need potentially up to 4. And a lot of this stuff, like the ground penetrating scanner, can't really move around very much. It's pretty much a stationary object that I'd have to break down. But we'll have to think about that. I should be able to construct that as well. Let's go ahead and run power so that the grow lamp can pick it up, and let's turn off the grow lamp, so we're obviously not growing anything right now. I like to work on the corners first so that we don't have to break anything down later on. Oh, and that right there was outside of the no radiation zone. Okay, fixed. So I am working towards 2 goals. Another thing I could start to do is 1 more solar power panel is probably enough to offset 2 grow lights. I might want more than that. I'm not saying I'm going to limit myself necessarily. But then I can definitely throw some wind up in here too. So I could have a wind turbine here and there. Oh, thanks, slightly laggy game, for making me paint incorrectly. Alright. Alright, so now all that should be constructible, and none of it is blocked by walls or ceilings or anything. And then this will get broken down. Everything back here. In fact, I'll even dig up the corpses. I'm surprised that it doesn't snow more often, because the map here is full of corpses at this point, and blood, and it just kind of looks nasty. I don't know what Cephalo wants to do, but I'm going to make him work. Alright, so this farm just needs some smoothing of the surface, and some power cables, and it will be ready to go. Additionally, there's rough marble here as well. Okay, I guess we don't need the crematorium on right now. The reason I would smooth it out is you just move a little bit faster on smoother surfaces. Plus, it doesn't really hurt me to add them in either. Okay, looking up here, looks like we have a nice node of steel. Oh, here comes more chem fuel. Perfect. Okay. Janes, when you're walking around here, I'm going to paint a path to allow him. Right now, he's like standing on the solar power panels, which makes him a lot less efficient at building this. And I would like to limit the amount of radiation buildup. So I'm going to, yep, because he's just hit minor. I'm going to leave this door open to allow him to enter and exit quick. So this should be, it shows that I'm out of steel. I guess we are building a lot of the power grid right now. And then I'm also out of gold, so if I want more advanced components, I'm going to need to mine for the gold. This extra cloth is going to go towards medicine production. And she's not related to me, so sorry. Bit of a dog-eat-dog world, but that's how we have to roll here or we die. Alright, so next up, another thing I could do is this here. I will allow a big swath of this just so that we can break this down. Corpses included. Ideally not Jane's doing the breakdown, though, because he is the most at risk for mental breaks. Another thing, a little faux pas, is I like to have two paths to get the power back. So if one cable blows out, we're not out of luck. So what I'll do is I'll run a cable like that. And that way, there's no, like, one link in the chain that can break and sever my connections. There's my other chem fuel. Alright, so Follow's doing some smoothing. And a significant portion of our power grid has been moved. Alright, Cefalu, I'm gonna... Oh, you are on no radiation? That's not true. Not anymore. He doesn't have any radiation buildup, so I'd prefer him to do a lot of this outdoor... Oh, see, James just hit medical emergency. We just got him uncancered, so he had spent enough time outside to be a danger to himself. That's not good. No bueno, I don't like that at all. We'll keep him inside for now. Oh, really? You're having a bite fight out here? And Cefalu's a pacifist, so it's really just acid, deranged biting him. Well, that's fun. I didn't realize acid was so close to a mental break. I suppose that could be my fault. But looking at all these decayed corpses really can't be good for the mood either. Oh, Cefalu's parka got destroyed in the attack. I didn't realize he was shirtless. That's not a sight that I truly appreciate. Tony, let's go do some tending. Where did you get bit? Torso, left arm. Oh, no, you only... Yeah, torso and left arm, and then you got head-butted to the arm, which is a really weird way to attack someone. I'm going to call him Acid the Billy Goat. Alright, I'm going to have aggro haul some of the steel in. So we are just a few components away from fully moving the power grid, which is exciting stuff. It's been a long time. I thought tucking it in to the east side of the map would be smart and it would stay safe or whatnot, but really that is truly not the case. It has been anything but safe. It's constantly under attack. It's truly been pretty annoying. Why do I even have a door here? I don't know. I can leave that open. It's because they could just walk right in there. It's nice for raiders, I suppose. Alright, so Cefalu, being bit and shirtless and observing rotten corpses and being insulted and having his sleep disturbed, is pissed. He is not enjoying life right now. I feel for him, but I'm not going to fix it. So we're almost out of the woods with the radiation buildup. Almost. Not quite there. Wow, even Tony's doing the breakdowns. And he gets carcinoma. That's my fault. I was not paying close enough attention to prevent that. So I am solely responsible. As of course, no one else is playing this game but me. Technically. Okay, so we have enough components now to build that last Stormy. Let's cremate. It's not great seeing the corpses over and over and over again, but do what we can. Aggro. That cable here is not part of the limited radiation track, so let's add it. Stormy is going to... Oh, someone already is heading for this. Oh, no, it's probably out of the limited... Yeah, that's the case. Make acid do it. The little biter. Getting some fine meals. Alright, so all those corpses have been hauled away. This raid is Sappers. So there's 6 Sappers to the south, 3 to the east, and 3 to the west. The 6 south have my fullest attention. Let's grab everyone. Stormy and... Just Stormy, actually, needs weapons. Getting some weapons quick. I think what will happen... Aggro, you go stand there. No, you go stand here. And Jane's, Kazumi, Tony. So I'm curious what their path to sap will be. I think Aggro will likely be shooting them in a moment. These guys are tribal sappers, but sappers nonetheless will break through walls. I do have a door open here, so they're probably going to break through this wall and come into this tunnel, which is sort of perfect. I sort of welcome them because I've got a turret here sort of lying wait for them, and I'm going to temporarily uninstall this lamp because it's going to prevent someone from standing where they need to stand. Oh, but Tony has a knife, so that's not that useful. Stormy just got the LMG. It's going to go join Aggro. Aggro is going to fall back a little bit. And I'm not going to worry about the west group yet, because they're a little ways off. This is going to make my kitchen bloody. Don't you hit my statue. Jane's worked really hard on that statue. So checking the south. Yep, breaking through, as I suspected. I'm going to have Stormy back up a little bit so he can shoot. I like how he's breaking a really crummy marble shelf, like somehow that matters to me. I don't really appreciate getting stabbed by Ikla. Dude. Gawkum. I think these are Orange Inlet. This was the faction I wanted to stay friendly with, so if possible, I will recruit. Yo, Snail. I'm over here. Perfect. Okay, so there goes one. Aggro. You are going to self-tend with no meds right here. Oh, you're not assigned to doctoring. Actually, Stormy's like right next to you, so... Cefalu, get the hell out of the bed. We got actually a war hero here. I don't so much have a prison. Alright, what about the other group? Let's turn on the... Yeah, we already have the auto rebuild. And west. Where is the westers? They're heading south. Okay. They'll probably rendezvous with the south group. Wow, they are not coming this way. Okay, that's really unexpected. So what I'm going to do is, once they pass by me, I will backtrack and sort of slaughter them. Oh, no, one's coming. Let's get, I'm going to shut off the turret. I'm going to enjoy killing Dan here. I know, a little sadistic, but, you gotta celebrate your victories when you can. Aggro's half patched up, almost. Dan's down. Alright, Janes, you're gonna have to stay inside because you are already sort of Captain Cancer. As far as prisons go, this is a pretty decent room. Because it's secure and I'm not using it for anything else. Safalu, let's get you to replace this wall. You know what? Actually, let's lean on this turret. Let them bust through that. I can always replace it. This acid only got punched. He's fine. Oh, you're coming that way? No, that's illegal. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. Alright, Janes. Let's get busy. Stormy, capture Gaukum. Aggro, you're okay. I'm going to field you again. And Kazumi definitely pissed them off, so they still have a Sapper, but I don't want to run the risk of things getting too nasty here. So I'm putting acid in front. And these Sappers are fleeing. There's 2 more people to capture here. Oh my god, I don't really have the food capacity, but I mean, if I'm making friends, I might as well really make friends, right? Alright, so they're fleeing, and I just have a last group of 3. Where'd they go? Am I done? The battle music disappeared, so it sounds as if I'm done, but I'm not certain if that's the case. Yeah, maybe I am done. Okay, so they did a little bit of damage, but nothing that can't be fixed and replaced. No. Okay, so Gaukum is dying really quick. Prisoners. What am I doing? Prisoner. Nomads. Reduce. Do some triage. And then release these guys. How fast is... if any of them look good to... you know what? I'm not going to recruit anyone. I'm about to add a bunch of people from the pods, so... I won't even really consider it. Although this brawler looks pretty good. Greedy kind, chemical fascination. Glad to get rid of you. Sanguine, very neurotic. Oh, no, there's still people up. Oh, they're even in the base. They're even standing on acid. Okay, Kazumi, time to get shooting. My bad, I was pretty sure there was still another group, and I lost track of them. Alright, so 1 down, there's just 1 more to go before they flee. James is cowering, that's funny. And they flee. Let's see if Acid can catch up with that last one. We're definitely going to want our crematorium up. No, he's going to get away. And they did no damage. They, like, broke a wall. I don't know, I'm poked full of a few holes, but nothing too bad. A few punches and a few stabs, but through power armor, so it's not all that serious. No tending to you with meds. So what I usually do is, rather than immediately release them, because they're going to be slow when they're wounded, is I wait for them to heal up a little bit, even if it does cost me some additional food. But yeah, that wasn't that bad. That could have been worse. Looks like we have all of the required machine pistols, so we can go do a trade. I'm still hoping to get the architect leg, but again, it's a little challenging because it's not super close. The only problem I foresee with this prison is it's really far away from the kitchen, so there's a lot of running involved. And my tea house got trashed a little bit. And I'm using the volatile, cancer-ridden person to do the cleaning. Probably not a wise choice, but he's not, hasn't lost his marbles yet, so. Another thing I'm probably going to want to do is to unsuspend the shirt and make a shirt before I make more meds. I don't know. Cancer versus not wearing stuff. Maybe I have my priorities wrong. Okay, so we're all patched up. In fact, we're better than ever. What I need to do is to, let's get rid of some of these bodies. Now, surprisingly enough, a lot of these raiders, they did not build up significant radiation. So, there's a silver lining, which is they're not going to be Captain Cancer Part 2, in other words. Man, everyone is just ignoring acid. I guess all of our current medics are currently busy doing stuff. Okay, again, calling for help. I'm really not looking. I'm actually surprised that the Storyteller keeps offering me potential recruits because it's not like I have a low population. So it's a little, honestly, confusing to me why I would be being granted all of this potential work, you know, of here's another person to recruit, so on and so forth. I don't know. Alright, finally, Acid getting some medical attention. He's about to have a mental break. Most of them can start to walk now. I think crematorium's done. Yeah, they're all capable of walking, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to kick them to the curb just yet. Alright, Mr. Aggro. Let's tailor up a shirt for Cephalo so I don't have to keep staring at him being topless. As that's at some point a little disturbing. Imagine living in a in an underground like cavern, basically, with your father/father-in-law who demanded to walk around without a shirt constantly, and how sort of mentally damaging that might be, considering he's, you know, I don't know, just seems funny to me. Tony, did you just scoop up that shirt? You did. Okay. Well, that's kind of all the cloth I had, so, can't really fix that, can I? So, the power grid did get officially moved, which is cool. What else happened this episode? Got a little tribal sapper raid. They split up, tried to divide and conquer, and they just divided and died. It might have actually been a little bit more challenging if all of them had attacked me at the same time, because they did have the numbers. But I don't have a particularly easy base to attack. What is surprising to me is that these tribals didn't just go through this tunnel system. They wanted to sap so bad, they didn't even notice that it wasn't walled off. They really easily could have just walked at me. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a tribal sapper, so I don't pretend to know their psyche or get into their heads or anything. Looks like we got a we're starting to stock up a pretty decent amount of rice. I'm not saying we're out of the woods for food scarcity. Certainly no, that is not the case, but it's not like we have 5 meals left. We're actually doing okay. I'm going to let these guys heal up a little bit more before I release them. This is supposed to be plugged in. I could, of course, strip them for clothing, but I'm not going to do that. I generally don't like to loot raiders. Even though it's a perfectly legitimate strategy of RimWorld, I leave their stuff alone. I even often in my series make it a rule to. Alright, looking good. Well, we're back to a relative peace, I think. But that's about all the time I have for this episode, guys. So, if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, or you would just like to mention something that you particularly liked in this series, or whatever, drop me a line if you'd like to chat about this. Discord's the place to be. A big thank you to all of the patrons that are depicted in this credit screen and all the ones that aren't, in allowing my channel to succeed, and all of you that disable your ad blockers so I can make that beautiful ad money off of YouTube. I'll catch you all later. Adios.